Hello everybody, Mitzi Cruz here, host of Lincoln Live, and today we are live here at the Lincoln Public Library in 12 Bridges, and I would like to introduce our special guest. We've got Kathryn Hunt, who is the manager of the Lincoln Public Library, and we have
Linda DeRozier.
I was afraid I was going to mess it up. Okay, and Linda is with
the Friends of the Lincoln Library.
So first of all, I want to thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you said, my name is Kathryn Hunt, and I have the great joy of being the manager here at the Lincoln Public Library. So that means I'm the department head in the city for this. I'm a city staff member. I am Placer County born and raised. I grew up just over the hill in Penryn. Went away for college and was very excited after a couple turns in my career to be able to come back and join the team here. And then what's fun is I actually started as a frontline staff member, working just a couple hours a week, and then got the opportunity to move up into the role that I'm in now, where I get to work with all members of our community, different community groups, and help make sure that this library is serving the needs of you guys and doing what you guys need it to do.
That's wonderful. Linda?
Yes, I'm Linda DeRozier, and I moved to Lincoln in 2005, and I had the opportunity to be part of the first staff that was hired here in 2007 when the Lincoln Library opened here at 12 Bridges. So I was here when Kathryn was being interviewed.
Linda helped train me.
So we're really excited that she was able to move up because she has such a wonderful way with staff and with the public, and her knowledge of library and resources. It's great. So I went from one side of the desk to the other, so retired in 2016, and now I volunteer doing what I used to do when I worked for Kathryn.
There you go.
Some of that. You do a lot of different things with the Friends.
That's true.
It's another organization.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's actually a perfect lead-in, because I wanted to talk about the fact that the library and the Friends of the Library, that's two totally separate entities. And today we have the pleasure of hearing from both organizations. So can you tell us, Linda, more about the Friends of Library and what the role is in relation to the library?
Absolutely. What we do is support the library staff and promote the library in any way we can. So our main thrust is to put books back on the shelf when they're checked in, as well as to accept donations that are given to the collection, as well as for our book sales. We have a membership of about 240 at this point, and we continue to do whatever it is the staff ask us to do, and we're a great partnership with them. We raise money to give to the city, to give to them, to make things flow even more beneficial to the whole community.
That's great.
Yeah, it's an amazing partnership with the Friends. For people who've been in other library jurisdictions, you may have seen that Friends groups are a fairly common setup, and that comes from the fact that as a library, we are a governmental agency. So there's certain restrictions on our funding mechanisms. We're funded out of the general fund, and how we can fundraise. The Friends of the Library are a registered nonprofit, so they have a little bit more agency and freedom, and they advocate to the community. They're made up of members of the community, and a lot of the really expansive, amazing programs we're able to offer beyond our core services are made possible by the Friends of the Library, by the fundraising methods they do, and the advocacy that they do in reaching out to other agencies that might be interested in contributing grants to support things like our early literacy initiatives that help make sure kids enter school ready to learn and stay in school learning at their grade level.
So one of the things that you'd mentioned is how the library actually helps with public education in our community. And I know a lot of you who are driving through the 12 Bridges area may see that we are finally getting our new high school. So talk to us about how you will interface with the new high school and what that'll look like.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we don't have all the answers just yet. Just to preface that, we've still got 2 years before the high school opens, and with that, we are still, in some ways, in the planning stages. But in some ways, a lot of this planning has already been done. So I would argue all public libraries are part of the education system. Sure. We are education for all, lifelong learning outside of the traditional structures of primary and secondary schooling. We are particularly going to be part of the education system because this site in 12 Bridges, which if you haven't been is huge and beautiful, it's 40,000 square feet, That was made possible through grant funding from the state, which was given to us because we came forward with a joint use initiative. And that means we were always supposed to serve more than just a public library. We were always supposed to be a joint use with the high school and actually with our partners, Sierra College, who are still our partners. They're just not building on the site at this point. So that looks a little bit different than it did in 2000 and 2003 when all of these discussions were first being had. So we have planning documents that show how we'll be open to both the public and to the students. We have documents to show what our relationship are. And what we're taking these 2 years to do while the beautiful school is being built next door is to go back through to look at some organizations that have been doing this over the last several years and make sure that what we planned 10 years ago still makes sense. And if it doesn't, what can we do to make sure that when the high school doors open in 2021, we are a vibrant, multi-generational library that supports our communities and carries our kids from birth in our toddler story time through high school, supporting them as students, helping them get into careers in college, and then not losing them as they become adults, that we're still a resource for the community as people have their own children, as they change careers, as they just really want a movie to watch and not pay for Netflix or Redbox. I mean, entertainment's education as well, and it enriches our lives.
Absolutely.
And building on that too, along with Sierra College as one of our partners, the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, also known as OLLI, O-L-L-I, serves the 50 and better community. And of course we have quite a few of those here in Lincoln. And so we have classes here that are available. Some are open to the public for free, and then some are through a fee through Sierra College. So it's a continuing of lifelong learning. A lot of people say, I haven't been to the library since I was in high school or since my child was in high school, but they're back again and they're realizing all the things that are here for them to take advantage of. And the library card is the key that opens all doors.
Oh yeah. So tell us about some of those programs.
Some of the things that the Friends are doing is including this Thursday night, we're having a huge Big Day of Giving open house. And we're inviting people to come after the library closes from 5:30 to 7:30 as open house, and have the opportunity to visit different things in the library that you might not know are here. Staff will be here demonstrating the websites and the databases, which are there for a myriad of uses, including working on your car or getting a job, taking a PSAT, excuse me, a PSAT or SAT test, and then finding out the ways that you can do better on it when it comes time to really take it, as well as being able to listen to music, have some food, walk around and talk to the people from Sierra College, talk to the people from Western Placer Unified School District, and just find out things that you might not get a chance to find out during the day. So we're hoping it's going to be a big family event, lots of fun, and we're hoping everybody will come out and see us.
And this is a free event.
Absolutely, yes.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
So you guys that are watching, you know, you have the Lincoln High School Farm Chili Cook-Off tomorrow night, and then Thursday night, you can come on out to the open house. So you're going to have a really packed weekend, which is great. A lot of community events going on.
Isn't that always the case in Lincoln?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased, but I feel like
I know.
we're always busy, and it's fantastic that we have so much going on.
Yeah, no doubt. It's just incredible. It's just a perfect place to raise kids, and I totally love Lincoln. So
It's great.
So talk to us about some of the programs that you have for the toddler age kids, as well as the young readers and things like that in the library.
Absolutely. So we do over 220 programs every year.
Whoa.
So, and those range for a variety of different age ranges and a variety of different frequencies. So we have what we call our regular programs, our regular events. They take place every week. So for our littlest ones, we start with Mother Goose on the Loose, which is our toddler story time. That's Thursday mornings, 10:30 and 11:30. We do 2 identical sessions because sometimes our first one sells out. It's totally free, but we can only fit 100 people in the room for safety reasons. So that 10:30 will sometimes fill up with that 100 people. So it's very, very energetic. And I know some people think, I have a toddler, my toddler is not going to sit through story time. Mother Goose on the Loose is not your standard story time. It's not just me sitting here with a book, for 30 minutes. We do about 30 different activities in 30 minutes. So we're changing something every minute. So it's aimed toward that attention span of our youngest learners. And it's really there to help kids develop the skills that they need before they enter school, to have all of kind of the pre-reading skills. And beyond that, beyond just like pre-reading, just so important, but also socialization and self-confidence skills.
Oh, yeah.
If kids walk into kindergarten, it's the first time they've been surrounded by kids they don't already know. It's an incredible stress on their learning ability.
Yeah.
Here, there's 50 other toddlers in the room, and they can get to learn and develop their self-confidence and their social skills in that supportive space before they're entering school.
They spend some time listening to, following directions from someone besides mom or dad. They also learn to wait their turn and follow instructions, which are things that we all need to learn in life, and especially the kindergarten teacher saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, so that you're already ready to start sitting down and learning when you go. So, and it's one of the programs that the Friends are very happy to sponsor, and we receive money from Safeway as well as Umpqua Bank to make that possible through our grant, so that we can give the money to the library and they can bring that program year-round to the toddlers in our community.
Yep.
I love that. And so that's Thursday morning at 10:30 and then again at 11:30, right?
Yep, same session. So if you like a little quieter session, aim for 11:30. If you like a little bit more rambunctious, 10:30. We do tickets at our children's desk just to make sure we don't go over our count. So just check in with our children's librarian first thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, from there we do a family story time. That's a little bit more traditional story time aimed at school-age kids. And then we have our homework center for school-age kids. So if you've got kids who need a space to focus, need a little bit of help with their homework, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 2:45 to 4:45, we do a homework center with homework coaches who are trained to help kids figure out their homework, focus, work out problems. And then in addition, for any of you who are like, oh, that time doesn't work for my kids, we have an online tutoring program. So our homework coaches are trained to help kids access this, but any staff member can help as well. It's available through our website, library@lincoln.org, and from 1 to 10 p.m., 7 days a week, your kids can access a professional tutor through a live chat room. So it's a completely secure chat room. The only people who have access are these professional tutors, and you pick by subject. So if you've got a kid who's in algebra and you're like, I couldn't do Common Core math in the first place, and I couldn't do algebra 10 years ago, how am I going to help my kid on algebra in the age of Common Core? Not a problem. Go to our online learning, homework help. It's called Brain Fuse Help Now. And there is someone there whose job it is to help break down that, who can work through problems with your kid, who can help explain this is why it works this way, or this is what this kind of solution would look like. So it's a fantastic resource that, again, if you come on Thursday, we can have staff members show you what that looks like and what that interface looks like.
And the other part that's good about that, if you're a family of 4 or 5 or 6, you have to wait your turn to use that computer at home if you're lucky enough to have one. This way, you come to the library, everybody gets their turn on the computer, doing homework, doing job research, whatever it is that you need to do, finding that recipe for something you're making for somebody's birthday. You can all have your time at the computer because we have over 50 here for the public to use.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have 6 children at home, so that's...
There you go. And if everyone's waiting their turn to use the computer, sometimes you run out of time before it's time for bed to be able to use. So coming in after school, coming here into the homework center, the homework coaches helping, if you can do that, but accessing it home, again, your library card, there it is.
That's great. And so I want to talk about more about the open house and Big Day of Giving. But first of all, we are very interactive. I want to open up to questions, comments.
Yeah, how do you guys get books? Because you guys mentioned offline that you get new stuff almost every day. So who contributes to that?
So we do have a budget item. We're funded to continually purchase new items. And so that's where the bulk of our collection comes from, is we purchase through... they're called book jobbers, but they're basically professional booksellers that work with libraries. And they also help us with some of that processing to make a library book a library book. So barcodes, coverings, bindings that don't fall apart, which takes stress off of our staff because we have a pretty compact staff team, which isn't uncommon in the city of Lincoln. Beyond that, if donations are made to the Friends of the Library, we do take a look through anything that we can add to the collection. We do. Otherwise, those items get a good home through being sold by the Friends of the Library, which then supports programs like Mother Goose on the Loose.
Right.
And then they continue on from there. The other place where we do get some items is then through grant money. So like right now we have an amazing program funded through the state library called Zip Books. So if there's an item not in the collection, available on Amazon, that is not a New York Times bestseller, you can come in and fill out a form if you have an account in good standing with us. We order it through our grant funding from Amazon. We ship it to your house via Amazon Prime, and you get it for 6 weeks. Wow. So you tend to get the item within about 7 days, including our processing time for the request. So it's all the convenience and speed of Amazon Prime with all of the cost savings and community benefit of your public library. Because after you're done with it, we take the book and we add it into the collection for others to read.
I love that.
Yeah, so you only get one at a time just so we can keep track of everything. But beyond that, it's an amazing program because we don't know everything that you guys want to read. I wish I did. I wish I had that mental power to keep track of every book that's published, but we're publishing more books now than we ever have in history. Readership is higher than it has ever been. And so we need your guys' help to know what do you want to read and how can we get it for you.
And also, the Lincoln Hills Foundation donates money to us through a grant that we write for their focus being on seniors. So they are buying books for giving us money to buy books that are large print and that also audiobooks. So if you're not a reader or if your reading days are limited, then you have large print or you can listen to books.
And it's true, we have one of the most phenomenal large print collections that I've seen because we do get dedicated funding every year to add to that. So for anyone who finds a large print book easier to access or more enjoyable to read, we are adding new large print books every month. We get shipments every month with new ones that are being added to the collection.
So fiction, nonfiction, biographies, whatever it is that is the thing that you want to read, that's what they're buying with the money that we get from the grants from the Lincoln Hills Foundation. So everybody wins.
I love that. Yeah, there's always so much overlap in just the way that everybody collaborates in our community. So cool to hear that. That is awesome.
It's really great.
And Lori Gregory asked, what do you need to bring in for a library card?
Ooh, good question.
That is an excellent question. So to get a library card, what we're going to ask you to have is photo ID. Most people use a driver's license, but we also accept things like passports, matricular consular cards, anything like that. If your ID does not have your current address, which many of us don't, because it's quite a hassle to get that updated, we need something official that has your name and current address on it. So that can be a cell phone bill, utility bill, lease. If you don't have it in hard copy, that's fine. If you can access it on your smartphone, we just need to take a look at it to verify we can reach you by mail. Once you have those, there's an application available online at library@lincoln.org. Otherwise, we have them right when you come into the library. They're at a table to your right. We ask you to fill that out. That gives us your address, just some information for our files. And then you bring it up to any staff member, and we can get you a library card in about 5 minutes.
And I know when I was a child, the sense of pride that came when I was able to get my own library card, it was one of the first things that went inside my wallet, inside my purse, and it was all mine. It was the coolest thing ever.
And that is, yes, sorry, I don't mean to talk over you, but yes, no, that's a great point because we don't have a minimum age for a library card. So when you're ready for your little ones to get their own cards, that's great. The one thing we ask is we need a parent or legal guardian, someone who's going to be responsible because a library card is a contract with the items that you take out that you'll be responsible for them, as well as your child with you, because we want them to be there to experience that. So we'll need both, whoever's going to be getting the card, and if they're under 18, the parent or legal guardian at the time to get that card. And we just use your guys' ID. We don't expect your 3-year-old to have a photo ID at this point. So,
and of course, you're the one that decides what it is they get to check out and how much. And we're there to help with at the staff desk for circulation, as well as the self-check machines that we have here, which are just fabulous. And that's part of Thursday night in the open house. There'll be tours of the library, showing you how to use the self-check, showing you how to use the computers, as well as there'll be tours of the art that's here in the library, because we have some beautiful art that is, some have been purchased by the Friends, some of it through the city, some donated, some on loan, and it is an amazing collection. You can just wander and see that also at the same time. Plus find out about all the volunteer opportunities that are here for people to come and join the Friends. Get your library card, join the Friends, and then everybody wins again.
And so, segueing back over to the open house, so talk to us about, how you organize those volunteers, and also independent of grants that you get, are you getting a large portion of the funding through individual donors and things like that, or?
Yes, we are, as well as individual memberships to belong to the Friends is $15 per year, $25 for a family, and then we have sponsors that also give us money, as well as the grants, as well as the book sales. The books that are donated or the books that are no longer usable in the library are given to the Friends, and we put those into our book sales and we sell those. So it's the three legs of the stool are pretty much the donations, the book sales, and then the grants and the membership. So that's how the money comes into our coffers that then goes into the library.
And what are the hours that the library is held open?
So we are open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. We open at 10 a.m. and are open until 5 on Thursday. That additional hour is provided by the Friends with funding for that Mother Goose on the Loose program in that morning. And then we are closed Fridays and Sundays.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
And but the library is never closed.
Library is never closed. The digital branch is always open. I didn't know exactly where I was going.
Exactly where you're going. So transparent. And the people who want to donate things to the library, including books, DVDs, CDs, those can be brought to the front desk if you just have a bag. If you have more and you'd like to drive up to the west entrance, the Highway 65 side of the library, and there's a bell there you can ring, and a friend will come out, looking like me, and we'll load those into a cart and bring them into the library and take care of the best place for them. If we can't sell them, there are other places that they go after us. We try to have as long a life for the book as possible.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, tracking back a little bit to that digital branch, however, I just want to do my plug because there's no open hours that work for everyone. But once you have a library card, one of the things that's great on our website is you have access to an incredible amount of almost 25,000 electronic books, movies, music CDs, etc. that you can just download from your device. There's no late fees. You can get them at midnight if that's what works for you. And we also have over a dozen databases, which are basically encyclopedias, books that have been digitized and put online. So they're expert research databases. It's all the validity of using a printed book, except they're updated faster because it's digital, with all of the ease of a standard internet search. And so Linda mentioned this a little bit, but we have a range of these from traditional research ones, like similar to what you'd look up in like Britannica to help with school projects, all the way to job seeking, to test prep, to things on consumer health. If you've gotten a test result back from a doctor and you're not really quite sure what it all means, we have a health database. You can look that up and get some verified information about what that means. Again, it's not medical advice. We can't do medical, we can't do legal, we can't do tax advice. That is our limitations as librarians. We're not experts on those subjects, but we can help you find places, including databases that have verifiable, reliable information.
So people can stop making themselves crazy with WebMD and Wikipedia and
Correct.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
in talking about all the places that you can go inside the library, this is what is going to be given to everyone who comes to our open house, with a schedule of events that are going on, the library tours, the demonstrations, the story time, the crafts, and here's a library map, and you see all those colorful dots. Well, those are the different stations where you can go and ask questions, see something, do something, find something. And then, of course, there's the book bingo card. At each of those stations, when you go around to them, you will win a prize at the end of the evening, as well as receiving a book bag when you come into the library. So we're making
there's also a raffle, isn't there?
There is a huge raffle because along with this being this special inaugural open house for us, it's the same big day of giving called Big Dog. Is going on a lot of places. A lot of different organizations, nonprofits like the Friends are reaching out to their members to be a part of that. We thought this would be a great way to have both come together, an open house of the library, first ever, and then also people can join the Friends. They can make a donation to the Friends, and then their name goes into a raffle basket drawing that will happen after the event is over, as well as all the things that you will learn and that will be there for you when you come back on Saturday. Not the next day because Friday we're closed, but on Saturday. So.
And I only mention that because I know you guys have a giveaway drawing
Yes.
bag from the Friends today.
That's
and
right.
so all of you guys will get to see. The Friends do great giveaway bags.
Oh,
I took a
awesome.
peek in there today.
So you see our blue color and our logo, Friends of the Lincoln Library, and also our website is on there for information. So we have a variety of things in here, including popcorn and movies and books and one of our fancy water bottles. And there's other things in here that will be for the lucky winner. So, yeah.
So perfect. For those of you who are watching at home, if you have not watched Lincoln Live before and you don't know how to enter into the raffle to win this gift bag, what you'll do is you'll share this live video and just let us know you shared it. You shared in the comments below, and then by noon tomorrow we will tally up everybody who has shared the video, and your name will be entered into a drawing. And this is the great gift that you'll be entered in to receive. So definitely share this video, comment shared by noon tomorrow, and then you will be entered. So did we have any additional questions, comments?
Yes, we've had a lot of people. Marissa Lockwood has said that her toddler loves the Mother Goose on the Loose, and she loves the Libby app to get the audiobooks. I don't know if the Libby app is something you guys
Awesome.
Process or use.
Yeah, so one of the ways you can access our online resources, so these are our ebooks and our e-audiobooks, is through an app called Libby. So if you go through any app store, you can do it through on Android, on Mac, anything like that. Download the Libby app. It'll ask you to search for us, input your library card, and you have access to thousands of books and audiobooks that you can download for up to 3 weeks. And yeah, it's great because you can get them anytime. They're super portable. If you like listening to audiobooks in your car, if you've got Bluetooth enabled, it'll go straight from your phone. But also there's no late fees. The digital items automatically return, so you don't have to worry about keeping track of those due dates, which especially when people are super busy or if you've got little ones, that can definitely be a headache.
Yes.
I wonder if we have time to mention summer reading or if that would have to be for another time.
You know what? And so that is actually, I was about to ask you what, if you guys had any final thoughts or anything that we hadn't talked about that you wanted to share?
So there's two big events that if you've got kids, I really want to recommend. One, this Saturday, we're doing May the 4th Be With You, our Star Wars celebration. If you've never seen our 15-foot lightsabers, we have 2 15-foot lightsabers that a staff member made. They're awesome. But we're also going to have some costume characters you can get photos with, and we're just celebrating the joy of reading, particularly as tied into this incredible multi-generational pop culture movement, that's come back to life with these new films that have come out. And then starting June 8th, we are doing our summer reading. If you guys have never taken part in summer reading, I highly recommend it. It's my favorite program all year. And why we do summer reading is because kids can lose over a month of schooling over the course of the summer. If kids don't read over the summer, they can lose up to a month of what they spent the last year learning. And it gets worse over time. So if kids don't read over the summer, any summer up into 6th grade, they can be almost a year and a half behind their peers.
Wow.
So how do we get kids to read over the summer? We make it fun. We validate reading. All reading is good reading, whatever that looks like. And we make it fun. And we do that with our summer reading program. So over 8 weeks, they can earn up to 6 rewards, which are books to add to your guys' home library, free to take home. And to earn those, we have different activities. So it can be reading books. Every 4 activities gets you a book to take home. So some of this is traditional reading for our kids who are readers. If you've got kids who aren't readers, we have other activities. We have activities here in the library. We've got some great performing groups who are coming in every Wednesday, attending those counts. Reading with a dog, reading outside, all different kinds of reading and learning to try and open up this idea that reading doesn't have to be a chore that's assigned by school and that we're so excited to get away from once we get out of school. And keep that love alive and help our kids be set up to succeed, through their whole lives.
And this summer the theme is It's Showtime.
Showtime at your library.
At your library, yes. And the Friends are big supporters of this. All the books that they give away are the ones that we provide, as well as the ones that are donated, as well as all the other places we're able to obtain books from, so that's what the kids, and they have their own book to take home and share with their family. And it's an amazing look on a child's face when they have their own book that they own.
But so that's a great program. If you haven't been in the library before, you've got kids, I would highly recommend coming in for summer reading, if nothing else. But otherwise, if you haven't been in the library in a while, please come in. We want to come to the open house. If you can't make it to the open house, come in some other time. Feel free to ask for me. My name's Kathryn. If I'm not in a meeting, I'll be happy to come out and show you what we've got, because what's amazing about a library is we are an investment that you, the community, makes in yourself and your future. We don't charge when you come in, but that doesn't mean that we're free. We're not free to run. We're supported by the Friends as representatives of the community. We're supported by you through your tax dollars. We're supported by you through the time and effort you volunteer. And so the more you use the library, the more we know we're doing our job, which is helping this community, because we are an investment from the community to the community for its future going forward, so that everyone has access to quality, free at the point of service, lifelong education.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're here for.
And if you can't find Kathryn, you can always find a friend in the library who is wearing either this blue shirt or a red apron. That's a friend, and they are a volunteer. A volunteer, and they're here to answer your question if they can, or they'll put you in contact with the person who can't answer it for you. But they're always here in the library, working and happy to help.
So one more time, what time is the open house?
It is from 5:30 to 7:30 on Thursday night. Library closes at 5, and then the open house starts at 5:30.
And then a quick side note, the food bins in the front when you first walk in.
Yes, so today is our last day of that for this month. So what we're doing in April, we will do it again in October, is a program called Food for Fines. So basically, for overdue fines, so not replacing an item or printing or something like that, in April and October, we partner with Placer Food Bank. So if you have overdue fines, we will forgive them in exchange for a donation to Placer Food Bank. So it's a great chance to clear off some of those overdue fines and fees on cards. If you have any lost items that have been hiding under a chair or in a backpack, this is a great opportunity to bring them in, because if we get those items back, then the overdues associated with them are eligible for the Food for Fines program. So we see a lot of items come back into the collection, so more people can use them. Cards get cleared off, people are able to use the library and take items home again. And Placer Food Bank gets a really big boost to their stores. On average, we bring about 3,000 pounds of food into Placer Food Bank each time we do this. Yeah. So today's the last day for this. So if you're thinking of it, grab some cans of food, bring them in. Otherwise, we'll start in October again doing this as well. So there's 2 times a year to take advantage of that opportunity.
That's great. And I know a lot of people don't realize, but as we're going into the warmer months, summer months, school lets out, there's a lot of children in the surrounding communities and even in our community who rely on school meals for to eat. And so to continue to support programs where families are being fed that's great. Hats off, and I appreciate that too.
Thank you. Yeah,
glad to do it.
Yeah, it's a great program.
So did you ladies have any final thoughts? Anything else you wanted to talk about?
I made my pitch.
You made your pitch. Mine is to come to the open house on Thursday night to find out all the things about the library that you didn't know you knew, or you knew you didn't know. So whatever it is that you want to know about the library, we'll be happy to put you in touch with it. So we're hoping that people will come and have a good time. It's going to be a party at the library.
Yeah, you don't have to be quiet.
No. We're not a shushing library, so even more fun when there's music and food. So that always makes for a party atmosphere. So we're hoping people will come and get a chance to find out things about the library they didn't know.
Yeah. So come on out on Thursday and learn all there is to know. And Kathryn and Linda, I just want to thank you again so much for your time today. And it's really been a pleasure for me getting to know more about what is offered here and just getting to know you ladies, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming out, and thank you for your guys' time for sitting through and hearing about this. We appreciate it.
We'll be looking for you in the library.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.